Hello, Noofs, and welcome to a TvZ from, you've heard it so many times by now. That's right, it's IEM Katowice 2018. This game is between the Korean Terran in the bottom right, currently playing for Cascade Gaming. His name is Ryung, and he's playing against the Zerg in the top left in the blue trunks. His name is Mamba. Ben, he's on Romandy Gaming, and he comes from Switzerland.
Oh,
Fun
cool,
fact about
Switzerland.
Mamba,
Hmm.
are you ready?
Yep.
Also 21 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's how old I am.
That as eventually we're gonna leak enough details that people will be able to steal your social security number,
Yeah.
Ben.
If,
Eventually.
if I answer if every game you say that someone's 21 years old and I answer whether or not that's how old I am, then they'll be able to figure out my birthday.
Yeah, that's true. Or if I just start asking for
What
more
is
specific details
Mamba just
about you.
deliberately microed 3 drones onto this patch before putting 2 drones on this close patch over here. That's
Huh.
a very odd drone
I wonder
micro
what
choice.
that's about.
And you know you always have 16 drones here, so it's not like he got confused about whether he had 2 on everything yet or not.
Yeah.
Don't know what was up
I
with that.
don't know. I have no idea. That's a bizarre thing.
Sends these hatcheries or these overlords out.
Yep.
Be
What's
really
your score prediction for
Imba
this,
if you
Ben?
could just make moving hatcheries.
Yeah.
Like
Yes,
Night Elf.
Ben, what is your score prediction for this series?
Surprisingly, I think I'm going to have to go with 2-0 for Ryung.
Yeah, that's a fair score prediction. I'd put money on that too, but you never know. Mamba could scratch one
Okay,
out.
I don't think he saw that, but I accidentally unpressed V for a moment. Because I thought it wasn't
No.
going to go on the right angle. Okay, so now he's going to see it.
Ben, we need to stop admitting to mistakes.
Uh-huh.
I think that we need to double down
Okay,
on the
I
mistakes that we
intentionally unpressed V there because I didn't want to know whether or not Mamba knew the SCV was coming.
we've had to splice together footage because somebody accidentally rewinded before. But I think if and when that happens again,
Uh-huh.
we should just on the fly say something like, "So you're welcome for rewinding right now. We'll get back to where we were in the game in about 10 seconds."
But no, remember I rebound the key, so that shouldn't happen anymore.
Oh, true. So yes, that should not happen anymore. Thank God.
The issue is that it seems like it would make a lot of sense if the buildings tab was B, right?
Yeah.
But B is actually go back for
Which
some
makes
reason.
no sense. It's T for buildings,
Yes. T
Which-
for buildings.
which is insane. Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
It is
Mamba's
what it
taking the
is.
outside third base. That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Kind of like how we microed the third
Mm-hmm.
Drone onto the far
I mean, this
hatch.
isn't like totally silly because it lets you get your creep out here and start defending early on, and then you can have a nice easy 4th base, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because the 4th base is usually the one, if Terran goes for bio at least, then you, or even mech, these scary tank pushes usually target the 4th base. Or it'll target this base out here, so he'll have a lot better creep spread, so that's always helpful. But of course,
makes
the
sense.
downside is that he's a lot more vulnerable to begin with. But he's not that much more vulnerable than he would be on just some random other map. So it's not actually
Yeah.
as big of a deal as it seems.
Yep. It could also be a tell to Ryung that Mamba plans on taking a fourth for the rest
Yeah.
of this game.
Or it could be a decoy and he's actually going to all in.
Yeah. He could cancel it in the next few seconds.
Yes.
And then just
There's
flood
that
wings.
queen or whatever that thing is inside, swimming around.
Yeah.
You think its tail
What
ever gets tired?
No, because it needs to keep moving or it dies.
Yeah.
It's like a shark.
I
so-
guess on the upside it only has to move for like a minute and a half.
Do you think that it dies when the hatchery is canceled? Or does it just resubmerge?
Well, but the drone gets back, so it really quickly turns back into a drone.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Huh. Fascinating. The Zerg species is a fascinating one. Anyways, back to the game.
Ooh, these drones. Okay. Those drones almost were
Yeah.
in for a...
Narrowly
warm
avoided
time.
a tragedy. Although these Hellions can kind of wrap around and they might be able to find a few drone
It
kills
looks
here.
like the queens are just about there in time. There aren't a ton of Zerglings here, but it looks like he's good enough with the queens to keep those at bay.
Yep.
So Mamba having a fine early game, not falling apart or anything, which is good. He's getting his lair out, his Baneling nest. We'll have to see if he gets that 4th. Probably not quite yet, but I would bet he gets it at 5 minutes something, just because if you're going to do this, you definitely want to get that early 4th.
Yeah, he's queued up a bunch of overlords. He just had 7 queued up, which is a lot of overlords.
That's a lot of
He doesn't
overlords.
have a roach horn, does he? I don't think he does.
No. But sometimes it's
So-
nice to just have overlords out, I guess. Although this is a few more than you'd really want to, because it's going to cut into your drones.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Oh.
Anyways, Ryung seems to be going
Oh, there's some
pretty
cyclones
normal.
here. That's going to make it a
Yeah.
lot scarier against the queens. But there are no hellbats.
Two cyclones, no hellbats, but some hellions that are going to fry these lings before they even get there. He'll be able to focus on the banelings too before they do any damage. The 2 cyclones lived. He got 1 queen there, didn't he? Okay, here come the banelings. Okay, they got the 1 cyclone, but they didn't really do that much damage. Man, how many queens are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like it's 6 now.
Or
6 now, so he should be able to push this back because there are still just the 2 cyclones.
Yeah.
It's cool though. He's beating back the creep. He killed some lings and some banelings. All he lost for it was what, 1 hellion?
Yeah, maybe 2 or something, but not very many. Oh, these drones.
Oh no. Yikes.
Okay, that was almost bad, but it was fine. Oh, the Hellion's going back in there and get a few drone kills.
Yep.
But yeah, so these 2 Hellions are defending this little cliff, I guess.
From any Reaper,
Yep.
perhaps? Maybe.
if his Reaper defected, it wouldn't be able to sneak back in.
Yep. It's like at some countries' borders, they have people whose job it is to shoot defectors.
Yep.
Those
Meanwhile,
Hellions' job is to shoot defectors.
Mamba has 1,000 minerals and really should take this base.
Yeah, he's building a hatchery.
builds
He's
a
building a
macro
macro
hatch.
hatch.
But you'd think that you would take your in-base 4th before your macro hatch. I mean, really, he should build both of them, I would say. And just so we are clear, this spike of money at this point in the game is actually really hard to avoid as Zerg.
Why's that?
Basically, it's because you end up with this weird... The way you get this huge drone count out, but you don't actually have the production until you build the Hydra Nest, which is another thing that he should be building right now, but isn't.
Okay.
You don't actually have the capacity to build expensive enough things with your larva to spend it all.
Yep.
So what you end up doing is you float a bunch of money until you get your Hydra Den out. You know, I mean, maybe if you're like super good, then you can kind of keep macroing and get some lings out or something. But generally, you end up floating a bunch of money until you finish your Hydra Den, and then you can build Hydras. But so he's taking this base and still hasn't taken the in base. That I think is pretty odd.
Yeah, that's got to be a mind game thing. Ben, just check out the supply, by the way. Ryung is way ahead, and that's basically all army.
Yeah, I mean that's basically all the bank I think from Mamba that
Yeah.
he's just not spending. He now starts the Hydra Den, but this is super late. He should have gotten this a while ago. And I think he also got his gas kind of late.
Yeah.
But
God.
once he finishes the Hydra Den, he can start spending. But you can see he's floating like 2,300 minerals now. That's so much.
Yeah, Mamba's gonna have a decent amount of a window here where he's just got a much bigger army.
Yeah.
He's got these Hellions and the Cyclone parts here.
Sparrows is going on an adventure across the bottom of the map.
I guess it is nice for Mamba that Ryung will think that Mamba has 5 bases
I'll
when in
transfuse
fact
the Overlord.
he only has
Don't
4.
let him die.
Oh, he's totally gonna die. He's done. Good for
Transfuse.
Reno.
Oh, there was like 3 queens right over here, and yeah, 2 of which had transfused energies. Oh, here come the drops. Oh, okay.
Oh,
That queen is not in for
Oh, no.
Oh, please don't put the banelings on the doors.
Mamba is really struggling this game. He's down 12 workers, even though nothing has really happened to kill workers.
Yeah.
He's banking almost 2,000 minerals. He still hasn't taken that in-base free hatchery down there in backwater.
Here.
Yeah, man.
Just build like 20 queens, build some hatcheries.
Yeah, this is tough. He's
starting to spend his money a bit, but he hasn't gotten his work count up. Against mech, you really basically want to just rush up to 80 workers. You've seen there hasn't been that much pressure for a while besides these Thors.
Yep.
So he could have, and he had plenty of minerals. He could have been just getting up to 80 workers and also had this extra base here done and basically fully saturated right now. But that's the sort of thing that separates players like Ryung from, lesser players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but even several tiers below Ryung, you would expect to not be floating this much. Oh, these Thor drops are coming in. They're going to grab another queen. Going to grab some more workers. Going completely unchecked for a while here. Okay, the entire army's going to turn around. Meanwhile, Ryung has scouted that there's nothing here, and he'll be very confused.
Thor would have done a lot of damage, maybe.
Yeah.
Had he taken that base, but Mamba thought ahead.
Yeah, cleverly by Mamba, avoiding that damage by
he picked
not
it up
taking
instead
the
of
base
killing
at
the
all.
Zergling. Interesting. If Mamba ends up winning by one Zergling.
Yeah. If this game is like a one Marine and one Zergling interaction, and that's the tipping point, fighting when everything's mined out, and those are the last two units on the map.
Speaking of
we'll be
which,
thinking back to this.
Are you looking forward to our first like hour-long cast, whenever that happens?
Yeah. I'm so excited. We haven't had any Supreme late game casts yet, have we?
I don't think so.
The longest game we've had might be 25 minutes.
Yeah.
We haven't had anything go crazy. We haven't casted Dark yet. Or anything, so that's probably why. It'll happen eventually, Ben. We're going to get slap happy real quick. We're going to regret picking whichever series that happens to be.
Yep.
Is going to be what happens.
This is a very scary push coming out. And
Yeah.
these 7 swarm hosts are going to have a hard time stopping them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, swarm hosts not super helpful for just the one big engagement.
Yes, they're just going to get killed by Hellbats and Thors and Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yikes. This is tough. I think, Ben, I don't expect this to be our first hour-long cast. I think
that would be...
probably... This will wrap up pretty quickly.
Unless Ryung accidentally move clicks into Mamba's main, and then shift move clicks like into his third and then back into his main.
By the way, Mamba's starting to take that base finally. It's almost finished, so that's nice. He's retaking that, but then this is happening, and this hatchery is not long for this world at all. That one hero fire bat finally gets cleared out, but there's much more here.
Yeah, these Thors coming in the medevacs. Okay, the next wave of Locusts. There aren't any Hellbats in the right place here, but he's going to just engage with this. And
yeah, here it goes.
Oh.
You know, decent amount of Banelings coming through, but man, just looking at the supplies pretty much tells the story. There are still Thors left to be dropped. Everything is cleared out except for pretty much the swarm hosts, which are not going to be super helpful for now. Oh, yikes, they're getting gunned down even. Okay, here goes some Lings to save them from that one fire bat, but other than that, Ryung looks to have pushed through. He got rid of that hatchery. Now Mamba's down to 55 workers, and Ryung has taken a 4th and a 5th, I think, if I can count correctly.
There's the 5th.
And he's pushing forward into what was the 3rd base
All these
in
overlords.
this game at some point. Yeah, just looking at the supply.
And the hive only just starting now. He really should have started this hive a long time ago to have Vipers out for this push.
Yeah.
I mean, he is coming close to cleaning it up, but, you know.
Is Ryung just sitting on a huge army somewhere? I'm confused. He has 180 supply. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Mamba says GG, and then doesn't leave the game. Okay, there we go. Ryung wins game number 1 after Mamba makes some, I don't know, questionable mistakes and decisions.
So game 2 here on Blackpink. This is a pretty well-established one of the kind of standard maps of the current pool. It can be, there's, in particular for Terran versus Zerg, these high grounds here are really good for siege tank pushes. You know, up here and over here to push into this base, which is usually the Zerg's 4th. And then also sieging up over on this area to push through this choke into the Zerg's 3rd. Can be very powerful. So we'll have to see if Ryung goes for another siege tank base style, which most Terrans nowadays do that. Even if they're playing, you know, if they're playing mech, obviously you usually go siege tanks. And even if you're going bio, usually they get siege tanks to add with it, just like good old Wings of Liberty.
Yep.
I guess we could just stare at this little choke for a while, but I guess we could stare at someone's base where marginally more is happening.
We can just prepare for the inevitable engagement, either there or by the base just to the southwest of Mamba's main.
We could just pick where we think the first engagement's going to be and just leave the camera there.
No matter where the first engagement actually is, just stubbornly decide that it in fact will be wherever the camera is.
We could zoom really far out. That would be kind of cool, casting an entire game from a zoomed out to see the whole map perspective.
That would be cool. Can you zoom out that far?
I don't think so. With normal stuff, the furthest you can zoom out is this.
Yeah.
Which is pretty zoomed out. Imagine if you could
do
put a ladder like this.
So Ben and I used to go on the custom game 1v1 ops a lot.
Yes.
And we would play against people and trash talk them.
I know what you're going to say, yeah.
Insult their parents and just generally denigrate them.
Yep.
That part's not true. We did play against them. But mostly we would pick one unit on the map and follow it and narrate what was happening. You know how 6-year-olds do? But it was a blast. It was so much fun. It was like Timmy the Tank got drafted into this war. And he doesn't know what's happening at all. He just wants to make it home to his 19-year-old sweetheart, Tanya. And just keep going on from there. What?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
Back in Wings of Liberty.
To be young again.
I remember I used to watch. I started watching 1v1 obs really early on. Back when I was like in like Bronze League and such, and at that point I was like scared to play because of how bad I was. That was fun.
Which, by the way, a lot of people in Masters are scared to play because of how bad they are, which gives you some perspective.
And I actually played against, I think it was Drewby.
Yes.
The long time ago professional Terran player. I played a ZVZ against him once in 1v1 obs. And that was my first game against a professional player.
Which is pretty nice. Did you win?
No. I was in like maybe gold at the time.
That's
he
fair.
was an off-racing pro.
I think we ran to Puck in a 1v1 obs
That's
thing.
true. I think you're right.
Yeah. We played a lot of 1v1 obs. It was very fun.
Yes, it was.
I remember when I first started playing the game, and Ben, you were in, I think, Diamond at the time.
I was. I got promoted to Masters shortly after you started playing, I remember.
Yes, so you're welcome for that. I was blown away.
Collision course.
Okay. Mamba, always on top of things. Saves the day. By the way, as for what's actually happening in the game, very little.
No.
There's 2 Hellions and a Reaper.
Totally standard. Literally the most standard thing you could happen. Cloak Banshee opening.
Cloak Banshee. That's
Roach
not a fake
opening.
cloak
It was a
because
late
there's no
third for
Overlord
Mamba,
anywhere near.
and now he's getting these roaches. But these might not be all-in roaches. These could just be defensive roaches.
Yep.
He needs a layer
Anyways,
to all-in roaches.
More importantly than that, then, my very first win in Starcraft 2 was, oh Jesus, you have to pull the drones.
They'll
anyway.
happen. He's not even
was a PvP. This is actually pretty annoying. This is a decent amount of damage to these Hellions. It's way more than should be happening.
Yes.
Man, he's down 7 workers now, and the Cloak Banshees haven't even hit yet. That's brutal. This is, yeah. Anyways, my very first win. Yeah, my very first win in StarCraft 2, Ben, was a PvP where I put a pylon right next to their Nexus, and it finished, and then my warp gate finished, and then I just started warping in his base, and I won the game. And I remember sending you the replay of it because I was so proud.
Oh, really?
That I had snuck a pylon into his Nexus. By the way, you're welcome again for moving past that pause.
Oh, of course, yep.
Very, very quickly. Sec, please.
Okay, is there detection? Okay, there's a Spore Crawler starting now. There's no lair. This Banshee's gonna cloak, and it's gonna kill all these drones.
Oh, jeez. Mamba. Oh, man, he's down workers before this even starts. Down workers to a Terran, 5 minutes into the game.
Okay, he's gonna go over here. Instead of trying to click on drones under queens.
Yeah, he ended up hitting a queen with one there, didn't he? He missed out on his turn because of it. Yikes, this is a lot of damage. This is way more damage. Okay, alright, and Ryung's gonna be able to scooch out there real quick. Oh!
Almost loses it.
Yep.
Okay, so 7 drones is actually, it could have been worse.
Yes.
I mean, it's still pretty bad. His lair is, like, not even done yet. And meanwhile, Ryung's getting 2 more factories and double armory.
Yep.
And Taz is third CC already, and he's already up supply. So, not a great position for the Zerg player, but we'll see if he can bring it back with some roaches, get some upgrades, maybe do some like multi-pronged aggression. That's always pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for him to contend, though, because Ryung is going to be meching a big army in a second. Yeah, that joke is less overused than it should be, Ben. That joke deserves to be...
isn't that in like 99% of the Villa stream titles?
Is it? I don't think so.
He says like mecking it happen. I think that's
as far as I know, I'm the very first person to ever make that joke.
Oh, what you should say is that you were the one who told Avila the joke.
Yeah, exactly. And he said, that's hilarious, I will only play mech from here on out. And here we are.
Yep. Everyone, you can thank Ezra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyways,
Liberator.
back to the game. This Liberator. Okay, there should be a Spore Crawler in the main base, right?
Yes, but it's not in the right place to stop a Liberator.
Yeah, there's one
There's a lot of space around here, so it shouldn't be too hard for Mamba to deal with it if he's looking.
By the way, okay, so they're still basically even on workers before this.
Oh, that queen.
Oh, don't.
Away.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, Mamba. Oh, yikes. By the way, Ryung is banking a lot of minerals for some reason. What is with this series and bad macro? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, he's spent it now. That Liberator is gonna escape, which is very annoying.
Is there another queen coming? There's a queen in the natural.
Yikes.
He should turn this into a hive, really. That'd be good. Okay, the barracks is going for journey again. Just gonna keep an eye on the middle of the map. You know, for how big those rockets are, you'd think it could go a little faster.
I know. Well, maybe barracks. I mean, I'm sure barracks are very heavy. There's a lot of people and food and everything in them. Oh, rip that roach. What? So Swarmhost again from Mamba. This time with some Roach Ravager instead of.
He actually gets one of the
Baneling.
vials to hit a Banshee.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mamba. Oh man, Thor drops coming in. Is there a queen again in the main?
No.
No.
There's a Spore Crawler.
Okay, he's moved it, but yikes. More workers go down. He's down 10 workers to the Terran. He has not been up workers this whole freaking game. This is bad. 11 workers. Oh, the Spore is going to go down now, so
hosts.
grab a free Swarm Host.
Some roaches coming in.
Grab a Roach, and then hop out, probably. Yep, up 2 Roaches even. Man, Mamba is...
Oh, there's no detection over here.
Mamba's having a rough day.
Okay, these 4 Swarm Hosts.
Yeah.
Get a few Hellions.
Yeah, that actually wasn't the end of the world. And he got away with the Swarm Host too. I thought it would be. Yikes. Man, Ryung is all over the map right now.
I would like to see Ryung get more Banshees and get also Banshee speed. Do you remember when, like, a while ago, back when Swarm Hosts were the counter to mech? And then, I forget who it was. Was it Maru or Gumiho or someone? Some Terran innovated by building a bunch of Banshees with speed. And then just flying them around the map to kill the Swarm Host, basically.
It's awesome.
So, given that we're seeing Swarm Hosts, I think that, and Ryung already has Banshee Cloak, I think that would be a pretty good response for him to go for to help close out the game. Not that it matters all too much, but it would still be, I think, a smart move here.
Yeah, I agree. It's gone unmentioned, by the way, but Ryung has established a 4th base, and Mamba's 4th hatch just finished. So, and Ryung is at 80 workers, and Mamba is still at 65, although he's finally making some more drones now.
Yeah, Mamba seems to have a real hang-up with getting above, like, 65 workers against mech. We saw it last game and this game, too.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what's up with this. We don't know exactly how good Mamba is. So it's a little hard to say what should be expected of him. This is in the first round. And I mean he's clearly not, you know, awful at the game. He's not a platinum player like some other matches we may have observed. But there's a big difference between if he's like a 5K player versus a 5.5K or 6K player.
Yeah.
And it's looking kind of more like 5K, but if Mamba watches this and he's higher than that, sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
Mamba, if you're watching this and you're higher than that, comment. Comment angrily and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter and post mean things about us. Make us the bad boys of Starcraft. Ben, I think that we should take a heel turn and just start insulting all the foreigners that lose in games that we cast for no reason other than that they're losing to Ryung.
Could be the Naniwa of casters.
Yeah, by the way, Ben, Ryung is pushing into Mamba.
Oh, yeah, he is.
At the same time as Mamba tries to bypass him on the other side of this map. It's going to be pretty tricky, though, because Ryung should have tanks back home. Maybe not. Mamba's going to start bearing down on Ryung's natural now with something. And Ryung is going to start doing this push very slowly. He's got some roaches. Oh, he's actually going to be able to run by and probably get... No, okay, never mind.
Almost.
I thought he might be able to get both the tanks, but apparently not.
Over here, they're still slightly within range. This one might not be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this one's not. If it just stands here, it can delay some mining.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, though, Ryung continues to push in. He's moved even further with the tanks. He's going to start doing damage to this hatchery. So Mamba's started 2 hatcheries building, but this is the bulk of the mining for him right now, and it's getting completely shut down. Even more workers are going down. It's all falling apart for Mamba. He's going to say, GG, well played, and good luck, and he's going to leave, meaning Ryung wins the series 2-0. Thank you guys for watching. There should be 2 videos up on your screen, as well as a button that you can use to subscribe. Like the video, subscribe it, subscribe to our channel, comment on the video, dislike the video if you want. No matter what you do, go have a good rest of your day, and thank you for watching.